Hi Holland, this is Alan Cockrell with ABC, former hitting coach for the Colorado Rockies and the Seattle Mariners. I'm going to take a look at your video this morning. Holland, the first thing that I always look at with all my hitters is we want to try to be balanced, okay? So we want these knees inside our feet, okay? And we want to try to keep our head inside of our knees. And right here you can see your head's kind of sitting over your back knee, and a lot of times this balance can cause some things in our swing that make it difficult to hit the ball as hard as we possibly can. So one of the things I would do, I would try to get your knees or your legs more in this position, like this, and then more down, so that we're more inside your knees. Okay, we'll run this forward. We'll go into the load up phase of the swing, and the load up is I'm preparing to see the ball, but I want to gather energy, and I want to put all that weight right in here to the inside part of this leg. Okay, so this knee would be probably more into here than more over the top of my back foot. And the reason for that is I have a tendency to either want to push, when this knee is over this foot, I have a tendency to want to push up, or I have a tendency to want to push forward. Okay, and we don't really want to push up, and we don't really want to push forward. We want to transfer. All right, I want to transfer weight into my front side. All right, and I'm going to transfer it to right into there. All right, so I'm going to run it forward, and we'll go to the foot down phase. Okay, most hitters, yourself included, your toe will land first, but it is not until this back heel firmly plants into the ground right there. Okay, now I'm fully loaded. All right, from this position, I'm ready to transfer weight. A couple things I look at in this position. I want to make sure that I have equal bend in both knees. Okay, you have that. You are inside your feet with your knees at this particular point, which is good. Okay, we want to try to keep these hips squared up to home plate. We don't want that front hip leaking open and going towards your third base coach too quickly. The other thing that I would point out to you in this particular point is, see how straight this front arm is? When we get into the swing part of the swing phase of hitting, a lot of times when I have a straight arm such as this, I have a tendency to want to sweep the bat through instead of having this feeling of throwing the barrel through the baseball. Okay, so I'd like to see just a little bit more of an L right here. This would be your elbow. Okay, so it would be down to here, and then the hands would be more up in this direction. Okay, so I'd have just almost a little L right here with my elbow instead of this straight elbow. Okay, the other thing that I look at is, we talk about staying square with the hips right here. Okay, one of the ways that we can stay square with our hips is the stride foot right here. When the heel plants into the ground, I don't open up any more than 45 degrees. And Holland, you can see here you're at 56. That's just a little bit too much. That, along with the straight, stiff front arm, lead arm, is just going to kind of cause you to open up your front side this way. Okay, and then we're going to kind of sweep the bat through the hitting zone, as opposed to, like I said earlier, we want the feeling of throwing our bat through the baseball. Okay, so we'll run this forward into this position. You can see here your bat is coming outside of your hands. All right, and that's the sweeping motion that I was talking about. You do get a nice good turn or a weight transfer to the inside part of this leg. I like that. That looks good. All right, we'll run it forward. We'll run it forward. You can see here how now the bat barrel is really coming out and around this baseball. It's coming on this side of this baseball instead of on the back side or even the inside part of the baseball. At this particular point, if I were throwing my bat through, your bat angle would be more in line with your hands. Okay, so we'll run forward just a little bit further. Okay, and we get to contact. See some good things here. I see palm up, palm down at contact, which is the strongest position you can be in. Okay, the other thing I see is I see your head and eyes looking right down the barrel of the bat, and that's good. I think it's important for you to know that as soon as your head and eyes come up off off the hitting area or out of the hitting area, that's the direction that your barrel is going to go to. So in a sense, when your head and eyes come up, okay, the swing is basically, it's over. There's nothing we can do to stay through the ball and hit it any harder, okay? Now as we get into the finish phase of your swing, what I'd like to see is that weight transfer has gone into this part of your leg so that when we finish, the shoelaces right here are going to be more facing the pitcher, okay? And if I've transferred that weight into that front leg forward, just like this, then I'm going to get a good full turn with my backside, and it's just going to help me at finish to be under balance and know that I've gotten all the way through this ball. And you can see here we get just a little bit of recoil because these shoelaces aren't facing the pitcher. We like to get them excuse me, we'd like to get them all the way facing the pitcher so that my transfer of weight has taken place and I get through this ball the best I can. Okay? So Holland, going forward, bud, what we're going to do is we're going to go back to this position right here. All right? Once this heel plants, what I want you to do is I want you to get into that position, and I want you to check and make sure that this stride foot is no more open than 45. Okay, so it's going to be more in that position. That's going to keep you squared up. We're going to get just a little bit of bend in this elbow. This would be your elbow down here. Okay, now the hands are going to come back up into this position, and the bat barrel will be more right there. All right, so this looseness in this front elbow is going to keep us from sweeping the bat through the zone. All right, I'm going to get into that position, and then from there I'm going to set a tee on the outside part of the plate. Excuse me, the outer third of the plate. Set that tee out here just about even with my front foot. Okay, and I'm going to put a ball right there. And now I'm just going to get into that position with my feet, my lower half. Make sure I got the good bend in this elbow right here. We got bend in that thing. And now I'm just going to think about throwing my bat through the baseball. Okay, we're setting it on the outer third. So if we're doing this drill in a cage, we're going to hit this ball through the right side of the cage. If we do this drill on a field, we're going to hit line drives through the second baseman. But what I want you to feel is your hands throwing the barrel, almost as though if you were to let go of your bat, you're going to throw your bat, and it's going to go through the second baseman. Okay, that's the feeling I want you to have, and I think that feeling will happen if we can just get a little bit more bend right here. All right, that's bat angle. This is our arm right here. This is our elbow right down here, and then our hands are sitting right up here. Okay, just going to loosen up that front elbow so we get more bat speed and more extension through the ball. Okay, bud, I hope this helps you. I think it will, and I want to thank you for coming to our camp. Good luck, kiddo.